only on video, Mary-Kate and Ashley's brand new movie, Billboard Dad. They're on a mission to find their dad a date.
A personal ad on a billboard? The whole city would see it.
It's a California adventure gone wild.
Very hip, very now, very cutting edge.
That you'll go wild for.
I'm liking this.
And when you buy Billboard Dad, you get a free Mary-Kate and Ashley photo frame. Billboard Dad, for sale only on video this Tuesday, rated G.
Yeah. Welcome to our first ever car talk.
We are in a weird spot right now. There's a chicken right there. There's a chicken just chilling.
What the heck?
Yep. Do you see it?
Y'all. Chicken. Hey, buddy. Hey, party people. Welcome to another weird little video. Hi, Luke.
Hey.
Today I just decided that we should do a little weird, extra weird, relaxed fit installment of our Mary-Kate and Ashley movie marathon series.
We are 25% of the way through.
Yeah.
It's an accomplishment.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's an exciting time. Although we're 25% through the main films, but we are going to watch a couple of seasonal ones.
Yeah.
During their respective holiday seasons. So
there'll be a comeback. The movies are just so, I can already see where this is going. They're just so average. It's just like, there's not much to say about them.
Yeah.
You know?
So let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
So this week, we watched Billboard Dad, the wonderful 1998 film starring Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen and Tom Amandis?
Was that the
Amandes? I don't know how to pronounce his name. That was the dad.
Okay.
And he was a trip.
Yeah.
So far, each of these Mary-Kate and Ashley movies has a significant, father figure in it. And so far, this guy has been the most bizarre. It was no It Takes Two. And that statement surprises nobody more than me. Because I was excited about Billboard Dad. I remembered Billboard Dad from when I was a kid.
Really?
Yes. This is an experience for me.
This was one of the most bland movies I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Straight up.
You know what is an element to this movie that makes it so especially bland? So let me set the scene a little bit. So they live in Venice, California. Great setting. It's supposed to be like an artist, sculptor dad. They're like surfers and whatnot. This all sounds great. But instead of focusing on that stuff, instead they have this really boring, tedious diving storyline.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
What was the point of that?
There really wasn't any point. I guess it was to show... it was what the girls really cared about, I guess. In their own little personal subplot was winning their local Parks and Rec diving competition. And it was just so boring. It's they're not even really good at it. It's just little diving for 9-year-olds. Why couldn't they be skateboarders?
Yeah, I feel like they were really selling the surfing thing for 5 minutes.
Yes, and then it's we're not
less
going to
than
talk
that.
about surfing anymore.
Yeah, there was no surfing scenes. There were no surfing scenes, and they were like, we're surfers.
Yeah. And that surprises me because in that time period, that era, 1998, late 90s, early 2000s, oh man, surfing movies were everything. In my mind was a surfer girl. I loved the fashion in this movie. It was that great time period where it's 90s fashion was slowly morphing into what it became in the 2000s. They've got the cute little glasses with the purple lenses.
Yep.
Very cute.
We should say before we get too crazy, like what this movie is about. So it's the sculptor dude. His wife died, like every Mary-Kate and Ashley movie. There's a dead wife. And he is grieving and can't get over her. So the little girls decide to not buy a billboard, vandalize an existing one. And paint a picture of their dad or something, or pasted a photo.
I have questions about that.
Yeah, which was a crazy scene. It was like such a bad green screen scene of them vandalizing, this billboard.
Yeah.
And the town gets a kick out of it, and he gets
A lot of hits.
bags of letters from women.
So the whole billboard thing, let's talk about that for a second. So they, rather than like pool their funds, which I'm sure that they have, these are like rich little like California girls whose dad's a famous artist. Like they could have found some way to acquire cash to buy a billboard for a week or something, if that's really what they wanted to do. But instead, these like not 9-year-olds? No, they're supposed to be
know.
like
7th grade. They said that in the movie.
I heard the chicken. So these little tiny children in the dead of night dress up all in black and scale a gigantic billboard on Sunset and vandalize the daylights out of it.
Just seemed like something they could cut out.
Yeah.
Which they cut out other scenes.
They did.
That didn't need to be cut out.
There were a lot of instances in this movie where the whole straight to DVD aspect really shone through. Where like you can tell like they just didn't even have the budget or the capacity or like the editing power or the direction to like really make this movie happen. Like there were scenes where they just had to like do a voiceover to explain what happened because they couldn't accomplish it visually. I've never really seen anything quite like it.
I'm excited for them to get a little bit older so we can have the whole like boyfriend dimension, which they kind of hinted at a little bit in this movie.
Yeah,
because that's just gonna add dimension to the movie. Like right now, it's just like
I don't really care about these like parental focused storylines. Like I want their stories to be told. You know. I will say in this movie, one of the girls kisses a boy on the cheek. Definitely more of that to come. It's about to get boy crazy up in here. It was a little bit strange that one of the girls was like kind of in love with her diving coach, who's like a full-grown man.
Seems very full-grown.
Yeah, he was a full-grown man, and she was a very young child. Like that's not how that works. You could tell that script was written by a man.
They should have had that guy a little bit younger.
Right. If he had been like 16.
Yes.
She would have been like, oh my gosh. But he was like a man. Like a full grown, like muscular.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like, that's
that dude
not
was like
what
25 years old.
A little girl is not interested in that. I mean, I wasn't. I don't think little girls are.
No. Freaking Billboard Dad.
Yeah, we did it.
What do you give it out of 10? I give it I'm not even going to rate it. it's
unrated.
Not available. Rating not available.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an N for now.
There was one scene in the ice cream shop that was like super crazy.
Oh my gosh. So Dad gets upset when he's sort of reminded of his dead wife. And he's eating ice cream with his little girls. And when he has this like sort of sadness wash over him, he like kind of storms out of the ice cream shop.
Girls remember your mother.
Dad. Of course we do.
No, I mean really remember her. Her laugh. How her hair smelled.
Oh my god.
It's how full of life she was.
And this is like years after his wife's death. And he's like really like putting his children through kind of an emotional trauma.
Yeah.
And he really overacted.
Oh, it was crazy. He was like, he came across like a psycho.
Yeah.
Like, he was like smiling off in the distance, being like, do you remember her?
And they're like, yeah,
like, oh,
she was
Dad.
our mom. I've been assigning an item of food to each movie that we watch. This movie was one of two things. First of all, the ice cream sundae, which was 3 scoops of cookie dough ice cream marshmallow sauce, whipped cream, and nuts. Quite the ice cream sundae. Or scrambled eggs, because of the iconic scene at the very beginning of the movie where they make scrambled eggs, which was the only scene that I remembered vividly from my childhood. And it's bizarre because I remember thinking it was so funny when I was a kid that they would make scrambled eggs like in a bag. You know how she shakes them? You guys know what I'm talking about. And now watching it as an adult, I'm like, they're really like kind of dragging this on and on. Yeah, the female actor in this movie, she was fine, you know?
She has a kid who's a punk, who's a part of the diving team. That's another part of it that, like, who cares?
Her son is like the punk kid. I kind of can't believe how punky they made this kid in this movie. Like,
I think that was just 90s.
But he's like got a eyebrow piercing. It's like a 10-year-old with an eyebrow piercing.
Yeah.
One thing's for sure, he should be arrested for crimes against fashion.
Ooh. I mean, I will say in the 90s, I had friends in like 2nd grade who had their tongues pierced. But that is just a sign of where I grew up. Oh, that's just where I grew up. But maybe that's how Venice, California is. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
There's still a chicken standing right outside our car.
Yeah, he's wanting in. Now that I'm thinking about it, God, How the West Was Fun may have been better than this one.
Honestly, I'm really sorry to say it, but I think I agree.
Because, like, at least the How the West Was Fun had, like, Bart and, like, some weird stuff going on. It was kind of a trip.
Yeah, we're reaching the point where these movies, they're either so bad that they're kind of good, like How the West Was Fun. I mean, that movie was not so bad that it's good. I do not recommend it, but it's more so that way than Billboard Dad. Billboard Dad was just, like, kind of vaguely bad and boring.
Yeah.
At least How the West Was Fun had, like, a raft chase. Well, yeah, that's all I really have to say. I wish that we could leave you with a rating, but, like, I genuinely don't feel like I can give a definitive rating.
No.
I kind of feel bad for this chicken. So, maybe in our next installment I'll be able to give you our rating for this one, but I just simply haven't had enough time.
Yeah, I mean, a 1 out of 10. I don't know. It's just not, it wasn't, like, super horrible. It was just boring, so it's hard to, like, rate something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I just kind of want to give it more time. It'll be easier to rate it, I think, when we can compare it to others.
Yeah. I'm gonna be, like, a random expert on Mary-Kate and Ashley films.
Put that on your resume.
It's something. It's something.
Moral of the story, if you're gonna make a film, no diving.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see diving. Honestly. The dead wife trope is overdone.
It'll be done again.
It'll be done again and again and again.
Do you think this next movie, the parents will be dead? Or the mom will be dead in this one as well?
I don't know. I think they might veer away from that in this next one. If they don't, I mean, it's honestly dazzling.
This is what they do, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's an easy way to add, like, depth to a film. Are you laughing about the chicken?
Yeah.
Go back from whence you came.
Yeah, he's, like, hanging out with us.
There you go.
There we go.
Well, I think that's it for this video. In our next video, we'll be watching, I already forgot, Switching Goals. And maybe by then I'll be able to give you a definitive rating for this movie. But for now, just not rated.
I gotta let it sit for a little bit.
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd drive out into the country would...
I know, we went out into the middle of nowhere to film this.
The clean mountain air really did nothing.
No.
So, until next time. As always, I love you and I would do anything for you. And, subscribe if you haven't already. We do these videos every Wednesday. And we're gonna watch all the Mary-Kate and Ashley movies. So, if you're waiting for us to watch your favorite, we will. Until next time. Adios.
Goodbye.